Oh my god. Oh my god, dude, he fucking got us, didn't he? Oh, you. Can someone please explain these things to me? I just don't get it. It can go flat, so your plate can look like this, or it can go down, so your plate looks like it does when I bought the car. Why do you use these? On the plus side, we have plates on the car, which means the car is officially ours, which means all of its problems are also ours. You know what though, for a 17-year-old car, this thing obviously has its fair share of problems, but it's not doing that bad. It has a couple of major issues that we gotta take care of, like right now. Like the downpipe is cracked. In the video where I was test driving it, you saw I was super nervous. He said the downpipe is cracked, he doesn't want it to overboost. And I stuck my phone under there to see like the repair that he did, and it is so ghetto, dude. But he did tell me it was a ghetto repair job, so at least he was honest with me. Hopefully he was honest with me about the rest of the car too. So I'm pretty excited. For my math puts us at about $200 of stuff right here that's gonna actually transform this car today. After that, it's gonna be perfect. And I regret saying perfect. It's not gonna be perfect, but it will be much better than it is right now. So something that you guys know, when I actually buy a car, I love to do is like give it a full detail, clean the inside, just make it like mine. The inside obviously has like some dookie stains on the seat that I want to get rid of and stuff. It's February right now, so to me, it's not worth wasting my time detailing this car. As soon as I pull it outside, it's gonna get absolutely filthy. So instead, we're gonna take care of all the little nitty gritty stuff and get this thing on the road and ready to drive. And so we're actually gonna start with the thing I want to do the least. It seems like the scariest thing to do. But dude, I might just be living under a rock, but I always thought that like this was the best you were gonna get to like a paint match color. You pick these up at like Canadian Tire or whatever, your local parts store. They have a paint coat on them. They're usually not perfect, but I never knew you could do this. I got this from CarQuest, which is like not the car store I would choose to go to. Not all CarQuest do this, but they directed me to one that's actually not too far away from me that has a paint shop. So they perfectly mixed up a 02C color code, which is the World Rally Blue code for the 06 WRX, and they put it in a spray can, which is dope. Basically, the deal with this is that you guys know if you don't cut, like if this is rusty and you don't just cut this whole thing out and then put new metal there, the rust will come back. Like sanding rust and then painting. This has been done 3 times. It's not gonna work. Personally, I know that this is rusty and I know the other side has a little bit starting, so I'm just gonna wide body the car. I'll be straight up with you guys. I'm just gonna put a wide body, cut this all out, and then just get rid of all the rust. But for today, until that wide body comes, I do not wanna be driving around with it like this. And so I'm not gonna go ahead and actually dig into this. If you guys wanna see a video on rust repair, I have one. And I would just go watch Chris Fick's video. That boy, probably way better than this at me. But what I've never done is perfectly blended paint. We painted stuff, but it never looked good. So today, I'm gonna just tackle this first so we just don't have to look at it. I don't know, dude. I'm just talking about it because I'm nervous. So let's just jump into this. Dude, there's metal showing. I instantly regret this. All right, we're gonna hit it with the high build primer. At this point, I probably should have just redone the Bondo, but you can see when I sanded it, hit some metal here, hit some metal here. So hopefully this will be enough to fill it in. And this does not turn into a major pain in my ass. We're back to where we started. I may have gone overkill with the bags. I'm mainly hoping that I just have to polish this one little area. So fingers crossed this actually works out. I have not been having the best luck with this can. You can see it's a little splattery. Zoom in there. A A little splattery. I don't know what was going on. The one catch with this can is that there is no clear coat. This is actually like a 2-in-1. I didn't want that. I didn't know it was a 2-in-1. So when I got it, I'm like, I need some clear too. He's like, there's clear mixed into there. He confirmed with me that I can buff and polish this paint. The thing with doing the double clear is if this has clear, then you add too much clear, sometimes it can get like hazy, like too much. So I don't want that to happen either. That's good. We're gonna let that dry and we're gonna keep going and we'll come back to that. All in all though, with the color, I'm super stoked. And for reference, I even came over here and like blew air through the nozzle after every time I painted, like all into this rag and stuff, and it's still chunky. And I shook this for like a dumb amount of time, so I don't know. Anyway, moving on, in between coats over there, I came over and taped up around this headlight because these headlights are absolutely gross. It's kind of hard to find, there it is, an angle that shows you how fogged up they are, but they are not doing very well. So I have this kit from when we did the Civic, 3000, we got 1000, and then we got the plastics. I've done a lot of headlights with just plastics, but if you guys remember on the EK Civic, I did this on the headlights and it was amazing what it did to them. We also need the drill attachment piece. This all comes in a kit, obviously. I just don't have it because I've already used it before. And I think I'm gonna open the hood on this car because this headlight has like the wrapped around the top a little bit and it doesn't, you can see it like when the hood's closed, you can still see that. So just wanna make sure I get the whole thing. And this is actually super easy to do. So we just start with the 1000, stick it on the little buff guy. And then pretty much just like wet sand. This angle right here on that light, it just looks so bad, dude. Oh my God. It's amazing how the camera doesn't always pick it up. Like depending on where you stand, depends on how foggy that lens looks, but it's not good. Dude, we might end up needing new headlights. That kind of sucks. They actually look really good though. They're like nicely uniformly hazed, which is exactly what you want. They actually are probably gonna come out really, really well, but you can see right here, there's like a little bit of like a burn or something in the headlight. I don't know what that is. I'm gonna just go ahead and name this video Finding Hidden Damage on the WRX, clickbait the shit out of it. Headlights are damaged, it's f***ing over, my life sucks. I'm just kidding, they're still gonna clean up super nice. Smudge down here a little bit so we don't run out. Oh, dude! You can't tell me that's not the best shit in the world, dude. Look at this light. Oh my God. It's literally, when you get a new car like this, it's like the smallest things that turn it from looking like, you know, a normal, nice car. And like, you kind of bought a beat up piece of shit, you know? Like, look at that. You know what? Before we get started on the other headlight, I've always wondered how much it actually does. Like, I know it looks way better. And I know in theory, it should actually help. Oh yes, dude, 100%. I don't even think I need to explain. Like that is crazy. This is not even, these are projectors, first of all. So like that's really nice. 2006 projectors, shout out to Subaru for doing that. That fog light also needs a tune-up, but we'll get to that later. Dude, come on, dude. That is literally so easy. Both of these are not perfect. You can see behind the lens like this. Fog is on the inside. So I mean, it's not perfect, but come on, dude, it looks so good. Hopefully the paint in the rear treats me as well as this headlight treatment treated me, because if the paint comes out as good as these did, I will be so stoked. I also put all this stuff here for the intro of the video, but now it's just in the way. You know what? I don't want to do this, so we're just gonna do it right now so it's over with, and then we'll get to some more exciting stuff. This door actually came off the same car that this door came off of, so I have no fear of the paint matching because it looks really good. Like I told you guys, this is a city car, so that door just got completely smacked up from people opening their doors into it. And this door, I tried to show you guys in the snow, but it was kind of hard to see. I genuinely don't know what does this to a door, but it, there it is.
Look at all these, look at all these dents, dude. Like, what the hell even is that? So I won't lie to you guys, I've never actually swapped a door before. I have no idea how hard it's gonna be. I really don't think it could be that hard. 2 bolts here, and then those bolts there. Well, it worked. Oh, bad news. Oh, bad, shit. I'm literally holding the door up and there's a wiring harness attaching it. Ah, not good news. Oh, got it.
Lifting a car for the first time is always so nerve-wracking.
Especially because this thing has the side skirts, dude. Look, it gets so hairy. That's as high as this little foot will go. Otherwise, dude, that paint is looking so good. And the door, the camera died while I was in the middle of doing it. I didn't realize, but I basically just hit the door with some crud cutter that just soaked the glass, and it came out really, really nice. That was actually almost too easy of a detinting job. So that's sick. Door's on. Looks great. But now's the good stuff, dude. I'm actually really excited to see what the underside of this car looks like. There's our patch job, dude. Oh, that's funny. He told me it was ghetto. It's just funny to see. You know, this car's actually really nice. Initial impressions, not having, obviously, like I just got under here, I haven't dug in anything yet, but it looks way cleaner than the EK was, which is sick because we made the EK look real mint. Check this out for an Ontario car that's like 17 years old. The rustiest spots. I mean, obviously it's been undercoated every year, which is amazing. That's gonna keep it alive. And the, oh, yuckus. The rad support is yuck. That thing's seen better days. But that's like, even if I wanted to replace everything and make it minty, the rad support's like the easiest thing to do. Nothing that scares the absolute shit out of me, at least not right away. So that's good news. Oh my God. Oh my God, dude, he fucking got us, didn't he? He told me that this was cracked. He didn't say this was cracked. Oh, that's a double repair job, dude, what the? I think we just gotta take this clamp off and see where we're at. Dude, this could be such an issue. Oh, I'm super happy I'll have him driving the car though. Dude, the bolts weren't even tight, dude, come on. Okay, so what the headlights was a joke. Is this bad enough to clickbait this video? Maybe he welded it at one point, but it's not welded now. Right now, it's a free willy, loosey goose, cracked right here, and he just had a band-aid and a clamp holding it together. Oh man, I love the effort, dude. I just love the effort. Today just got a whole lot more fun. Oh my God, dude. I can't believe this is what I'm dealing with right now. Look at the freaking, oh, jeez, that was lucky. Wow. Wow, I feel like that did not need to be that big. How is the O2 sensor even reading? It probably wasn't. It probably wasn't reading at all. Imagine this much pipe. Look at this. There's no way that was doing anything. No wonder it was chucking codes, dude. You know, the way it's kind of cut like this, it's almost like someone tried to steal the cat. Or, other option, someone stole this cat and put it on the car. Huh, good. So, fill the gap. That's the name of the game right now. I literally was on the phone today confirming parts for this car. So this is strictly a matter of how can I drive it for like 2 weeks until new parts show up. I checked Marketplace, there's not a single thing out there. Thankfully, I am a collector of random and useless shit because sometimes random and useless shit comes in handy. Let's see if I even still know what I'm doing. I'm not gonna lie, I really wish my first project back was something cooler than replacing this downpipe. I don't even know what you wanna call it, but dude, I'm still super fired up to just be doing dumb shit. This little Eastwood pipe cutter is still 100% one of the best things I own. Hard part of this is this flange used to be at some point here, and it is not there anymore. And so I don't have one of these. The closest thing I have is a threesome? What do you call this thing? I have a threesome flange, but the threesome flange is no good because it's not as thick. So if you go like this, see how it doesn't stick out far enough? So even if I were to cut that off and weld it on, it doesn't stick out as far as this does. So it won't line up with the thing over there. So I have to make flanges, dude. This is the most ghetto-ish shit, but it's all in the name of driving the good old GD for however long I want. At this point, really, we don't have to do exhaust work after I'm done.
Well, we're literally making a flange.
Yeah, hell yeah. Except it's a ghetto flange because it can't, this is the flange. This ring is a flange. And so, first of all, I can't drill a hole that big. I can't drill a hole that's gonna go over this. It's never gonna work. So, I'm basically just gonna make two like this pieces, but they're gonna be whatever, 1/4 inch thick, maybe a little more. I don't even know what this is. When we get a new exhaust, I'm gonna sell this for $700 because it's a Robbie custom. This is kind of sick that this worked. So we just gotta do that one more time because this one's gotta go. Instinctually, I want to tell you guys that that is not my best work, but the other part of me is also just wants to say I'm super, super grateful for all the skills that I have learned in the past and all the welding and everything, because I just did that no problem. It took a lot more hours than it was supposed to, but that was super easy. So I'm, as ghetto as it is, I'm really thankful I'm able to do that. For reference, just so everybody that watches this channel is on the same page. This, see that? That is a crack. So when you, when you sell a car and you say there's a crack in the downpipe, that's what I thought. I was gonna lay like an inch of weld and then we were gonna keep going. I did not think I was gonna have this whole catastrophe situation to deal with, but it's dealt with, it's done. And this is where we're at now. So I'm actually really pleased with how it came out. I mean, that's how you're supposed to repair a crack in a downpipe. It's not exciting, but that, I mean, that's what you do. So that piece is there. Hit this with some paint so it won't rust over the next couple weeks while it's there. And I'm actually pretty stoked on these little flanges I made. It's ghetto, but it's really cool that we were able to do this. So that is done. We can move on from this because that was supposed to be like a 5-minute job. And so we'll waste no time. When I bought the car, he actually gave me this lip. I don't think this is a real name brand. It doesn't say anything other than made in Taiwan underneath it. So I think this is just an eBay special or something. I don't know, but I actually think it looks pretty cool. I found a photo of his car with it on there before he sold it to me. I think it looks pretty sick. Covers up some of those scuffs from obviously when he had this thing way more stanced out than it is now. The only thing I can see with this is that there's all these little clips here, obviously for it to go into, and I don't have the screws for those. And I also don't know what screws those are supposed to be. So we're just gonna rip these off. Perfect. And that is exactly how fast I thought the downpipe would be. You guys tell me how it looks. I can't really tell from down here, to be honest. It looks pretty cool. Are we happy? We like it? If you guys remember on the BRZ, I made a bunch of DIY, like front splitter, rear diffuser type stuff before I did the wide body when it was still blue. And that was so fun. So if you guys want to see me do that on this car, make sure you like this video to let me know, or leave a comment and let me know you want to see me do the DIY stuff, because that's cool, but it also looks kind of like all the other ones I've ever seen. Whew, but we are good to drop this thing down. This video, I feel like it's just getting way out of hand and it's starting to take way longer than I wanted it to. And I'm excited to see what happened with this paint. It has been just over 24 hours. I painted this yesterday. Yeah, that color match is amazing. Oh my God. I mean, obviously it doesn't blend nicely because, you know, there's a little bit of dusties going on, but yes. So right here I got 4,000, because for some reason I couldn't buy 5,000. 3,000 and 2,000 grit sandpaper. And really, I'm just really hoping that I can get away with not having to sand too much. Wish me luck, boys. I feel like it's not as hazy when you dry it as I would have imagined it would have been. Okay, here's where we're at. I poured out my polish onto the buffer and it didn't look very good. It was coming out kind of wet and kind of goopy. We're gonna put on oh, yuckus. I shook it till it chunked up, put some on a microfiber, and then I hit a couple spots here and you can see that it's taking the paint off. That's just taking all the paint off the car. What the? I really don't think this paint, it's not wet anymore. Like when I sanded it, it was fine. I also hit it right here with some polish. I just don't think the paint is meant to be buffed, like it's just paint. It still needs a clear coat. I think the guy at the store, I shouldn't have trusted him. We all know you don't trust the guy at the parts counter. Unless you're one of the guys at the parts counter. Most of the guys at the parts counter are just there for a job. They don't know shit. Worst case, I gotta take it to someone to get them to paint this rear quarter. Best case, we stay committed to this, we pull through and we figure it out. I feel like if everything didn't go wrong on my first video back, it just wouldn't be a Robbie video. And whether this is the right move or not, I started right from the beginning with a 600 grit wet sand. In my mind, this paint is just so flaky. There's so much metallic in this paint that I don't think you'll ever be able to properly polish it because it's so gritty. You need a clear coat over top. I went out and I actually picked up some proper clear coat, hit it with the clear coat, and then I let it dry for 2 whole days this time instead of 24 hours. In that time, I put the bumper and the taillight back together, I changed the oil, I ripped off a nasty rusty heat shield, gave that fog light I was talking about a tune-up, we had a power outage, I bolted the downpipe back up, and basically just sat patiently waiting so that I could try to polish this quarter and see if I couldn't bring it back to life. And well, the results are in. We're starting in the car because the outside is not, it didn't turn out perfectly, but I'm just stoked to be able to drive this thing because I haven't actually drove this car at all.
Well, if we could film on this road, oh my God. We're just getting right into it.
Dude, this thing boogies. Are you kidding? Bone stock, dude? Oh my God. That was not bad, eh?
Yeah.
I didn't even give it full sauce. That was good, dude. No wonder people like these cars. Good on you, little guy. I don't know how much power does this thing make. I genuinely don't know what it makes. It probably puts down 200. That's my guess.
You think that much?
Well, I know the new ones say 305, I think, is what a new STI makes, but that's crank. All-wheel drive system to the wheels, you're probably a lot less. So 17-year-old, this is the first year. The 06 is the first year with the bigger motor, so it probably comes in similar, 200 of the wheels. That boogies though, dude. That would spank a stock BRZ for sure. Dude. Wow, I can get behind that so, like, that's a good pull. Does that not feel good?
It feels fun.
Wow, I'm impressed. I genuinely think that it sounds either better or louder. Fixing it changed the note.
It sounds like more crisp. And like
it almost
consistent.
wants to pop.
Yeah, it did a little pop.
This is a classic situation of I just didn't pull this one off, but it's kind of funny because I actually really enjoy the learning that I got from it. So like I painted an entire car before. I painted the Genesis. It looks amazing, but I couldn't polish the paint. I couldn't figure out how to get the buff and polish to work. You guys remember that video, and I just never did it. This is completely different. It's a 17-year-old car. The paint match isn't perfect, but if we just start with the polish on the paint, oh, for a spray can buff and polish, that is amazing in my opinion, dude. Anyways, you guys know that the point of this was for me to practice. I knew I was gonna cut this up. I actually think the main issue here is that I tried to keep it too concise. I didn't try to blend a lot of the car into itself. I tried to just kind of like keep it into one tiny little spot, and I think that's what came back to bite me. Honestly, I'm not sure. Maybe I should have used primer the second time I painted. I really don't know. You guys can see it just didn't go perfect. Some lights, it's actually all right. Some lights, it's like impossible to see. Again, you guys are gonna know exactly what I did wrong. I don't. That's why I did it on this car. That's why like this car's needed paint for forever, and I've never done it because I don't want to mess this car up. Don't judge me. Just take this as a opportunity to learn from me that it's okay to mess things up, because to be honest, the only thing that doing this has done for me at least is it really showed me that I want to learn to paint. There's so many cars I have, like this car needs paint, not so bad, but like this car needs paint. This car needs paint. It's been wrapped this color for like 3 years or something, and it's only wrapped this color because I haven't been able to paint it yet. I can't afford to pay someone to paint it, and I just really want to get it all painted up because the wrap's starting to come off a little bit. And so again, I learned to paint on the Genesis, which was exactly like this car where I'm like, it's a drift car. If I mess it up, who cares? But I did a really good job, and that was like 3 years ago. So something I think I really want to take into this year is learning to paint, especially being into cars and doing this like all the time. I think having that skill would make me so much more comfortable with buying a car like this Z. I literally bought this because I'm like, oh, we'll swap the bumper out. It never played out. The bumpers I wanted were no longer available, but like the bumper's all messed up. You can see all that there. So because that's a skill that like, it's really not that hard. To be good at it, you gotta get some practice in. Otherwise, dude, I don't know if you guys can see that spot from here. It looks way better anyways. Like, it looks better blue than it did primer regardless. I don't think anybody will ever see me when I drive by or like I'm on the highway or something. No one's ever gonna look over and notice that spot. In other words, I think everything looks great. I think this front lip, it makes it look a little bit lower than it did before, so I'm into that. I think it looks really cool. And obviously the headlights look amazing. Headlights look like $1 million. All in all, this car looks so much better than it did when we started. It is drivable. That was the key point. I just want to be able to get it on the road, start driving it around, start having some fun in it, and then we can get into the good and fun mods. And so today's challenge is going to be one that is so obvious it hurts, but I've never actually gave it to you guys as something to do. I just say it and I hope that you embrace it. I know some of you do, but today's challenge is going to be pick one thing that you have gave up on, or you are wanting to give up on, or you are right about to be done with, and decide to stay committed to it. Like this paint. This video took me 5 days because of all the paint drying and that went into this, and I could have just stopped it at one. I could have just been like, ah, well, it's done, the video's over. But I was like, nah, we're just gonna stay committed. We're gonna make one video about it. We're gonna do the whole thing in one video, and now we're here. So it's not always that big of a deal to do something like that. Staying committed is really just about not stopping, and it doesn't have to be unhealthy. A lot of people said when I like took a break, they're like, oh, you didn't stay committed, which is funny because like I did, to myself and to my health and to my happiness. Obviously I'm not going to stay committed to something that's unhealthy for me over top of being healthy. So I mean, to an extent, you guys can play with what you want with that, but anyways, that's today's challenge. Just pick something and apply that to it. I will catch you guys in the next time. I hope you guys are stoked to actually start doing some mods on this car. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out and stay committed.